Hello everyone, I'm Michael, and I'm addicted to succumbing to peer pressure. I don't know what it is. I just wanted to get good at sports, and then it just kept going. First it was Wii Sports, then it was Wii Sports Resort, and then it culminated in Wii Sports Club. I don't know. I can't stop myself from succumbing to peer pressure on more games. But I swear, after this one, I'll stop. What circle of hell have I gotten myself into? Nintendo Switch Sports, the reboot of the Wii Sports franchise, released in early 2022. This game was a shock, to say the least. Nintendo had gone 9 whole years without an addition to the Wii Sports franchise, and many people believed it to be a goner. Anyway, when the game was released, it was controversial, to say the least. The biggest controversy was the fact that they removed the Miis from the spotlight of the game and replaced them with these freaks, the Sports Mates. Oh, and also the fact that it felt like a cheap cash grab. Though, I haven't played it since launch, so let's see what it has to offer. And the question I know that is on everybody's mind is how many sports are in this game? Well, we have a total of 7 sports this time around, including a couple of returning sports like bowling, tennis, golf, and swordplay, or as it's called in this, Chambara, for some reason. And that leaves another 3 new sports, those being volleyball, badminton, and soccer. And also, I know you all have a burning desire for its return, so we will indeed be ranking all sports on the 1 to 4 Minecraft zombie scale. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off with volleyball, this game sucks. Now, is it a unique idea? Sure. But the fact that almost all the controls are mapped to 2 motions is a real problem. For instance, blocking, serving, spiking, bumping, and clapping are all mapped to moving your arms up. Why? I mean, yeah, it makes sense in a real-life context, but it makes 0 sense in a gameplay context. Also, why can you clap in this? Am I giving the game emotional support because it can't figure out what control I just want it to do? Also, you have to use the analog stick to move, which isn't the worst, but it just feels awkward. 1 out of 4. Next up is a hopefully much better sport in the form of badminton. And I have to say, it isn't my favorite in the world. Now, this game is essentially a weirder version of tennis, as badminton is in real life, I guess. Overall, the game is fun, but man, those gyro controls are messed up. You are constantly having to reset the position of your racket, which is incredibly irritating. Other than that, it's fun, and it's super entertaining to dunk a birdie on someone. You're like, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? BAM! Nagasaki! Anyway, 2 out of 4. Oh, let's go bowling! Yes! What can I say that I haven't already said about this? It's bowling, and it is as satisfying as ever. Anyway, the greatness of this game has once again moved me to make another update to the bowling altar. Next up is tennis, and man, this is nearly identical to the versions of tennis we got back in Wii Sports and Wii Sports Club. However, unlike Wii Sports Club, this version actually has background music. Thank God. Other than that, I had some outs that I really shouldn't have had, but they weren't too frequent, so I suppose I'll give tennis a 3 out of 4. So next up is Chambara, and similar to everyone else outside of Japan who owns this game, I have no idea what Chambara is, but after a quick Google search, I do. So Chambara is a Japanese term for a sword fight scene in a samurai movie, which just makes me question, why didn't they call this sword fight like they did back in Resort? Anyway, how does this game play? Well, it plays incredibly well. The controls feel tight and responsive, which is surprising seeing that the gyro controls typically suck. Too bad the AI is terrible. Yeah, so after playing this for a while, I've learned that there is no chance that you will lose if you're actually trying. Like, seriously. I would have better luck losing to a can of soup than that AI. So yeah, 2 out of 4. And here we are at our last new addition to the Nintendo Switch Sports, Soccer. Now this game is an interesting one because of the fact that it includes what it calls leg strap mode. Now all you need to do in order to play this mode is first, acquire your provided Nintendo Switch leg strap. Strap it onto your thigh, put the left Joy-Con in it, and you're all set to go. Now, there is a non-leg strap mode available for those who are leg strapless. However, it certainly isn't as entertaining. Oh, I also forgot to mention with this mode that you more than likely want to do it without the presence of others because you look like a bit of a fool. The controls work like this. Kick the ball and look like a maniac to run. Overall, the controls are nice and responsive, which makes this game quite enjoyable. Good job, Nintendo. 4 out of 4. Now on to our final sport, which is actually the first piece of DLC the Wii Sports franchise has gotten. Which makes me question why they picked golf for it and not a brand new sport, but whatever. Anyway, golf is, well, golf. I don't know how to describe it in much better detail. It feels nearly identical to the versions of golf we got in all previous games. Now, that may be because it includes both the classic and resort courses, but I think it's due to it being golf. This sport is fine and all, but seeing that Nintendo revived Mario Golf for the Switch, I would much rather be playing that. 2 out of 4. Now, even though we've gone through all the sports the game has to offer, that doesn't mean that Nintendo Switch Sports doesn't have anything else to offer. On the contrary, we have a robust online component. Now, this game doesn't contain the clubs mechanic like Wii Sports Club did, but it does introduce character customization. You can change your clothes, the look of your equipment, as well as changing the ungodly sports mates out for a me, which is honestly one of the best things this game did for my mental state. Anyway, let's check out this multiplayer. I'm starting to sense a pattern here. Anyway, upon release, Nintendo Switch Sports was received as incredibly mediocre, with many reviewers citing the poor performance of the gyro controls of the Joy-Cons. God, it took them till 2022 to figure that out. Receiving an average of 70%, many wrote this game off initially as nothing but a cash grab, and at the time, I totally agreed. However, after nearly a year of patches and support from Nintendo, I have to say that I am glad I gave this game a second chance. Now, would I rather play any of the other games in the franchise? Absolutely. But it is still a good addition to have to the Switch's lineup. I mean, yeah, there were already similar games to Nintendo Switch Sports on the Nintendo Switch, such as Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, but I believe that Nintendo Switch Sports does a much better job with the sports that the games share. So, now after playing it, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go play a sport. And what better sport to be talking about than the one that I spent 5 whole minutes looking up on Google? That being Chambara. Now, as I said when talking about it, the AI in that game is terrible, and I would have a better chance at losing to a can of soup. So, I think I'll take my own advice. On guard! That's not how that was supposed to go. Is it gone? Oh, thank God, I think it's gone. Oh, God, no.